Listening Library presents Mickey and Minnie Story Compilation, Minute Mickey Mouse Stories, 5-Minute Minnie Tales, and Mickey and Minnie Storybook Collection by Disney Book Group. Read for you by Schorr.
Gone surfin'. It was a perfect day for the beach. The sun was shining, and the water was crystal clear. Mickey and his friends climbed out of the car and unloaded their surfboards. Goofy was going to teach everyone how to surf. Mickey couldn't wait to get started. As he looked out at the crashing waves, he pictured himself gliding across them. "Come on, let's go!" Mickey called, running into the water. Boards in hand, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy raced after him. Goofy chased his friends, the hot sand burning his feet. "Ooh, ouch! Wait up!" Goofy cried. "Where are you going?" Donald looked at Goofy, confused. "What do you mean?" he asked. "We're going to surf." "Yuck!" Goofy laughed. "Not yet. You have to learn the basics on the sand. Come on, I'll show you." With Goofy's help, the friends practiced paddling on their surfboards. Then, Goofy showed them how to pop up when they reached a wave. But as he leaped up to stand, he lost his balance. "Whoa!" Goofy cried. He flailed his arms and toppled off the side of his board. "Gosh!" he said with a laugh, brushing off sand. "That sure was a big wave." Lying on her stomach, Minnie placed her hands under her. Then, pushing off, she jumped to stand up on her board, one leg in front of the other. Goofy clapped. "Good job, Minnie," he said. Before long, Donald and Daisy learned to pop up too. "This is too easy," Donald complained. "When do we get to go into the water?" But Mickey wasn't finding it easy at all. He kept losing his balance and falling off his board. Mickey wiped sweat from his brow. "Gosh, Goof, this is harder than it looks," he said. "I keep falling over." "That's okay, Mickey," Goofy said. "Falling is part of surfing. Try this." Goofy showed Mickey how to get on his knees on the surfboard before popping up. Pretty soon, Mickey got the hang of it. "Way to go," Minnie said, patting him on the back. Meanwhile, Donald was getting more and more impatient. "Surfing on sand is boring," he said, stomping his foot. "I want to go in the water." Goofy looked out at the ocean. "I'm ready if you are," he said. "Let's catch some waves." But surfing was much harder on water than on sand. Donald tried to surf a wave and plunged into the ocean. Just when Daisy thought she was surfing, splash, she tumbled into the ocean too. "Patooey!" She spit water from her beak. Minnie was the first to find her balance. Her friends cheered as she crested a wave. After a while, Daisy shakily got up on her board too. "Cowabunga!" she exclaimed. Donald was tired of crashing. "This is taking forever," he said. But finally, he rode a wave too. "I'm doing it," he said, before tipping back into the water. Meanwhile, Mickey wasn't having very much luck. He couldn't stay on his board. Every time he popped up, he toppled over and wiped out. "Phew," said Mickey. He needed a break. Learning to surf wasn't easy, but Mickey wasn't going to give up. Just then, Goofy floated by, relaxing on his board and soaking up the rays. "Hey, Goof," Mickey called. "I'm having a little trouble. How about some one-on-one help?" "Of course, Mickey," Goofy said. "That's what friends are for." "Thanks," Mickey said. "I know just how you feel. When I started surfing, I didn't think I'd ever figure it out," Goofy said. "I still fall sometimes, but so does every surfer." Mickey took Goofy's words to heart. He was up for the challenge. Goofy and Mickey practiced paddling. They practiced popping up. They even practiced keeping their balance on the board. Soon, Mickey saw a big wave headed his way. He paddled toward the wave, and before he knew it, He was surfing! Mickey's friends clapped and cheered. "You're doing it!" Minnie shouted. "Hooray!" yelled Donald and Daisy. Goofy was celebrating loudest of all. "I knew you could do it, Mickey!" he shouted. Mickey loved the feeling of surfing. It was just like he'd imagined. Learning hadn't been easy, but the hard work had been worth it. And having friends to cheer him on made it that much sweeter. A day at the park. One sunny afternoon, Mickey and his nephews headed to Wonder World, the best amusement park around. For weeks, Morty and Ferdy had been begging their uncle to take them. "Here it is, boys," said Mickey. "Are you ready for a day full of rides and games?" "Yes!" the boys shouted together. They could hardly wait to get through the gates. "Wait until you try out the bumper cars," Mickey said as they walked into the park. "They're my favorite ride here. Now come on. What should we do first?" "I'm going right to the teacups," said Ferdy excitedly. "I'm going right to the swings," Morty said, jumping up and down. Mickey laughed. "Well, we can't do two things at the same time, so let's—" But Morty and Ferdy weren't listening. The two ran off in opposite directions. "Boys! Boys! Come back!" Mickey yelled after them. But the boys were already too far away to hear him. Mickey ran after Morty, but his nephew was already out of sight. Where could he have gone? What had he said he wanted to do first? "The swings," Mickey said, running toward the ride. Mickey craned his neck, trying to see if Morty was on the ride. It was way above his head, going around and around. All he could see were feet. He watched for a few minutes, but he didn't think he saw his nephew. "I guess I'll go look for Ferdy," Mickey thought. High above Mickey's head, Morty cried out in delight. He had been thinking about the swings all morning. He loved soaring over the people in the park, his feet dangling above their heads. Suddenly, Morty spotted his Uncle Mickey. "Hi, Uncle Mickey," he shouted. But he was too far up for his uncle to hear him. As Mickey ran to the other side of the park, he tried to remember what Ferdy had wanted to do. Then he spotted it. The teacups. Mickey watched as the giant cups spun around and around. He looked into each cup as it passed by him, but he didn't see Ferdy anywhere. And just watching the ride was making Mickey dizzy. He decided to try another direction. "Where should I look next?" he thought. Inside a teacup, Ferdy grabbed the wheel in the middle. He pulled hard to spin himself around faster and faster. Whoosh went the wind across his face as he whipped around. Ferdy laughed. He wished Morty and Uncle Mickey were there to join in the fun. Mickey was starting to get worried. Where could his nephews be? He looked everywhere, but he couldn't find the boys. They weren't on the Ferris wheel. They weren't on the roller coaster. They weren't riding the carousel. They weren't even playing any of the games. Finally, Mickey stumbled upon a huge crowd of people. What's going on? He wondered. He peeked through the people and saw a parade winding down the path. There were floats, a marching band, dancers, even clowns. Morty and Ferdy would never miss this, he thought. He began to search for them in the crowd, but the boys were nowhere to be found. Mickey glumly sat down on a bench and watched people walking by. Suddenly, he heard someone calling his name. "Uncle Mickey!" Morty and Ferdy, loaded down with snacks, ran up to Mickey. "We've been looking for you everywhere," said Morty. "Where were you?" Mickey jumped up and pulled the boys into a huge hug. "You were looking for me?" he said. "I looked for you all over the park." "We're sorry," said Ferdy. "We were just so excited to try all the rides," said Morty. "We've done just about everything." "I was hoping we'd explore the park together," said Mickey. "That's part of the fun of coming here." "Sorry, Uncle Mickey," the boys said. Then they looked at each other and smiled. "We did save the best part for you, though," said Morty. Crash! Mickey's bumper car bounced off
Sample complete. Ready to continue?